actually this act of theirs by using the bulldozer, which they are quite used to, Narendra Modi Saab, Amit Shah Saab, and RSS and BJP, Mohan Bhagwat Saab, and all, has actually vindicated my stand, which people were not believing earlier. That something very, very sinister is happening by the use of EVMs. And Narendra Modi Saab will do anything to stop people from seeing what they are doing. I'm not saying set aside these elections, but the material to set aside the elections will be crystal clear, not even an iota of doubt that they have violated everything they spoke to the people of the country, these election commission officials, including Mr. Rajiv Kumar, Mr. Narendra Modi, and everyone who was supporting the EVM. Every single promise they made to the courts, every single affidavit they filed before the courts was actually a lie. It is a confession. Actually, it is an extrajudicial confession, I would say, which is enough for their conviction.
Right.
In legal parlance, if I say. But like, I was ready for it. So I don't want that people should think that I have lost by this bulldozer, I have lost to this bulldozer. I was actually ready for it. That before you make amends to any law, and that's a given. That is what is enraging probably the CPIM and other political parties also. You have to consult some stakeholders. They have not even consulted the biggest political party of the country, that is BJP. They have not consulted the RSS, which is supposed to be the mother of BJP. They have not consulted even their allies, Nitish Kumar Sahab. No political party has been consulted by the central government. It is not a setback. I was ready for it. I have a plan B, which will force them to give me more material than was actually permissible earlier in law. That strategy I will disclose at an appropriate time.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Now, the Narendra Modi government has amended the conduct of election rules to restrict the access to a section of old documents that were earlier available for the public. Now, what are these documents? Something like Form 17C, then you had the nomination forms, and several other electronic records, which after this amendment, you will not be able to have access to. And this is a big setback as far as the free and fair elections are concerned. This is a big setback as far as the transparency in the electoral process is concerned. Now, when was this amendment brought out? This amendment was brought out immediately after Punjab and Haryana High Court gave an order in Supreme Court lawyer Mehmood Pracha's petition that the videography of the elections should be shared with him. So I'm going to be joined by Mehmood Pracha himself after these rules have been amended. And what is the main intention of the Modi government? Why it did so immediately after Mehmood Pracha got this order from the Punjab and Haryana High Court? Thank you so much, Mehmood, for joining on HW News Network. And congratulations to you in a way, because your efforts are, seemingly bearing fruits. But what does this amendment really show, which the Modi government has brought in?
Thank you very much, Neelu ji, for speaking to me. But congratulations, not to me, but to the people of the country and a small group of civil society activists who fought at times very, very lonely battle of removing this curse on Indian democracy, that is EVM. So the credit should not go to me. A little bit of that I should go to me, but more to the people of the country and the civil society. That's to begin with. But this has actually, this act of theirs by using the bulldozer, which they are quite used to, Narendra Modi Saab, Amit Shah Saab, and RSS and BJP, Mohan Bhagwat Saab, and all, has actually vindicated my stand, which people were not believing earlier. That something very, very sinister is happening by the use of EVMs. And Narendra Modi Saab will do anything to stop people from seeing what they are doing. The method which I developed and which I actually, with great difficulty and with the great planning and uh, lots of efforts of people who had worked with me, my small team of my office, had was to show to the people, not by our words, but by their deeds, in videography, in CCTV footage, how the EVM machines were being tampered, they were being desealed after the polling and then resealed after manipulating them, then how the machines were being taken out without following due process, changing the machines, and all that stuff. I was trying to create a clutch of evidence which will show to the world without me speaking a word, without me making any explanations about what people were seeing. That we had planned and we were successful. Ultimately, after many maneuvers and many setbacks, including a 1 lakh fine from Allahabad High Court, which we ultimately got set aside by the apex court. But ultimately, this Punjab and Haryana High Court is not just one judgment, it is a judgment which ultimate culminated, which was the culmination of our efforts by various litigation, by various letters, by collecting various different proofs against the election commission's misdeed. I will not say election commission, the corrupt officials of the election commission, and Mr. Narendra Modi's team and Mr. Amit Shah's team. That is what has now culminated. Now caught on the wrong foot, what they have done in layman's words is that suddenly they were so used to winning the football game on their own field that they had scored 46, 50 goals. And our side was not able to score any goals. So 46 petitions, upward of 46 petitions in Supreme Court and a dozen in various high courts, along with various fines and all, including mine, ultimately was undone by one single entity which entered into the field and scored upward of 90 goals. This is 92 goals exactly. Where I'm not saying set aside these elections, but the material to set aside the elections will be crystal clear, not even an iota of doubt that they have violated everything they spoke to the people of the country, these election commission officials, including Mr. Rajiv Kumar, Mr. Narendra Modi, and everyone who was supporting the EVM. Every single promise they made to the courts, every single affidavit they filed before the courts was actually a lie. This was the potential of this order. So obviously they had to do something very drastic. So they did quite a few things actually. On 9th of December, I got this order. Immediately thereafter, Umar Abdullah Sahab spoke uh, kind of against EVM, that let's forget EVMs. Although his father had fully supported our case against the EVM, then Mr. Abhishek Banerjee, once again, he also said that let us forget about the EVMs and think of other reasons. Although once again, Mamta Banerjee Sahiba supported our cause fully, wholeheartedly. Then Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, in his maiden speech made at the floor of the Assembly of Maharashtra, he took my names in a very derogatory manner, apparently to scare me off, which is quite a easy task considering the circumstances that Mr. Amit
They've
Shah
also called you an anti-national. They've called you a
a
terrorist.
terrorist. That I'm quite used to. The entire ecosystem of RSS is after me, not in only in India but across the borders. Various people have been hired specially to target me. Op India writes material. They create evidence against me, but I have become quite used to it. I am ready to face any consequences. So the new player they have brought in Mr. Fadnavis, who's categorically saying that you why have you made Mr. Pracha as the main speaker? Why should he become your lawyer? Get any other lawyer. So all these things were betraying their fear of me, a small Ambedkarite, a small lawyer who's actually trying to be a true Ambedkarite. So then came on 20th, this when everything else failed, and the fight against EVM, and I salute the people of Markandwadi village. because they outthought even me and our team. That was the brilliant, brilliant, most. And I
Absolutely.
always will salute them. So that came as a final nail in their coffin, and then 21 on 20th they took out this order, which is like bulldozing the judicial system, and a judgment of the High Court, which will obviously uh, expose them thoroughly, and which will also enrage every constitutional loving citizen of the country.
But Mehmood, by bringing in an amendment like this to Rule 93 to A, haven't Modi and Rajiv Kumar, in a way, admitted to the fact that yes, there was rigging, and they have given you this evidence on a platter for which you have been struggling for so long?
Yes, and I am grateful to the Providence and Allah Almighty and the Constitution of Baba Sahib Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, who have been instrumental in getting us this thing on platter, where it is a confession. Actually, it is a extrajudicial confession, I would say, which is enough for their conviction.
Right.
That, in legal
Interesting.
parlance, if I say, but
Hmm.
like I was ready for it, so I don't want that people should think that I have lost by this bulldozer. I have lost to this bulldozer. I was actually ready for it. So what they have done is, this is an extrajudicial confession, to use the legal parlance, which will lead to their conviction in the biggest court of the country, and that is People's Court. And of course, everybody who's constitutional loving will be enraged by this blatant and open bulldozing of the judicial system of India, of the courts of India, by the Mr. Narendra Modi himself, none other than him, because the notification clearly says that the central government has issued this notification in consultation with, not on request of which, of the election commission. So this is
No, but
a
the
God
news
given.
report, but if you look at the news reports, they say that it was a recommendation of the election commission, and on the basis of which the government brought in a notification. That is what all the news reports are saying.
Well, I don't get this distracted by this press, and I am a legal person, constitutional person, so I only recognize things which are there in black and white. What is black and white? I am telling you. The notification clearly says that the central government has issued, in consultation with the election commission, this modification in Rule 93, Sub Rule 2. Uh, Whatever they are trying to mislead by selectively whispering to the press, I don't give I don't give any recognition to that. That's one. But once again, as I was saying, this is an extrajudicial confession, follows from the following thing, and that is that before you make amends to any law, and that's a given. That is what is enraging probably the CPIM and other political parties also. You have to consult some stakeholders. They have not even consulted the biggest political party of the country, that is BJP. They have not consulted the RSS, which is supposed to be the mother of BJP. They have not consulted even their allies, Nitish Kumar Sahab. No political party has been consulted by the central government. So this is an extrajudicial confession, and why would they consult India and opposition party political parties, and of course why would they consider the people of India and consult them, because
In a
they have
way,
replaced.
this amendment, in a way, has shut the doors of election in India. In a way, doesn't it go to show that Modi and Rajiv Kumar are saying that, look, we have a shop called Election Commission, but the elections will have no meaning from now on.
No. What they're saying is that earlier there was some iota of doubt that we have not done rigging, 100% rigging of all the election process, 100% rigging of all the machines. Now we are giving you a proof that we can't even show the, the videography of one machine. That is what their attempt is. But luckily, it is not a setback. I was ready to for it. I have a plan B, which will force them to give me more material than was actually permissible earlier in law. That strategy I will disclose at an appropriate time. Uh, but the good news is that the political parties, uh, various political parties, especially I'm thankful to Supriya Srinath Sahiba, who has actually made a video, longish video, uh, and written a longish tweet also about this issue, and she's I'm really thankful for. And if the political parties support us, and I'm not forgetting the real warriors in this case, the civil society at all. But since this can be a paradigm shift, we can do wonders if this thing happens. If political parties support us, therefore I'm thanking them from the core of my heart and on behalf of all the. But let this not be just one-off thing. Let's walk the talk the whole way. We have to save democracy. We have to save the electoral process of India, and EVM is the key to saving it. That is exactly what needs to be done. Now, what will happen in the future is what is on the platter. Am I audible, Niluji?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Now, I am known for saying things which look absolutely unbelievable. This EVM thing was absolutely unbelievable to many, especially many in the political parties. And it was actually giving a handle because it was so unbelievable to the sleeper cells which were using their bit to backstab their own leaders. But now, when this thing has happened, now what I'm saying is the following for everyone to listen and digest. If the political parties help me and help the civil society in their programs, then I have a plan put in place, foolproof plan put in place, which will ensure that there are re-elections in 90, upward of 90 Lok Sabha constituencies. B, I have a plan which will ensure there is a re-election in upward of 15 to 16 seats in Haryana and upward of 150 seats in Maharashtra and upward of and many seats in Jammu and Kashmir and Jharkhand, which JMM and NC and Congress have lost. That is what I am proposing, and all that within a span of 6 to 8, 9 months. I mean, in months' time and not in years. 6 to 8 months' time, not in years. That is what I am proposing. But this is subjective to to the political parties sitting with the civil society and chalking out a program to save democracy, to save electoral system, and throw out this EVM PM and throw out all the EVM CMs who have won the elections by the use of EVM.
No, but what so far was a doubt, Mehmood, that there was poll rigging happening, and we've done a couple of programs with you on various platforms where you've pointed out that there's been the EVMs have been tampered, the papers have been played around. So what so far was a doubt looks like 100% evidence. In fact, evidence of 100% rigging which is happening, and that has been given to you on a platter. Is exactly does it mean that?
Yes, of course, and much more. And if they stick to their amendment, which after I make my moves, they will withdraw. And saying to the world that we have withdrawn on popular opposition.
No, but are you going to challenge this? Are you going to challenge this amendment?
Why should I? Why should I? It doesn't hurt me.
Okay.
My thing is to get this. But they have given me a bigger proof. They have given a bigger proof to the world that they do not have even a single constituencies. See, because every 90 DEOs have to give me these videos individually. And that's a very tedious exercise once again. So what they are saying is in Haryana, 90 out of 90 assembly constituencies in Haryana, Election Commission and Mr. Narendra Modi, Amit Shah ji, and others, BJP officials and Election Commission officers are not in a position to show to the world even one constituency of constituencies, EVM, videography and CCTV footage in Form 17C. Can I hope for a better luck than this? They don't even have one. And that is what I'm saying. I'm saying something more for a very long time. They can't even show that they have followed the law in by use of one EVM machine in the entire country. One EVM machine in the entire country, they have not followed the law. And they have lied to the Supreme Court. They have lied to people of the country, to Supreme Court by way of affidavits and by engaging senior lawyers who have misled the court by stating incorrect facts. And now they get thoroughly exposed. What more can I expect? It was although it required a lot of hard work, but it was providence and Allah Almighty who has helped me get this, I would say, and the prayers of the millions and millions of Ambedkarites and Indian citizens. Well, I am a Muslim who is trying to be a true Muslim, and I am an Ambedkarite who is trying to be a true Ambedkarite. So both these things make me immune for emotion called uh, emotion called fear. So I am immune to all that. And Mr. Amit Shah has tried. The entire RSS team has tried, and they've been trying for many years. My office was raided for 15. The biggest raid in the country was at my office. Did I get scared? Everything under the sun, from underground, from overground, from gangsters, everything they have done under the sun. But do I look scared now? But I am. If I don't, then I'm not. So that's one. Two is the cause and the goal is too big than to even consider myself as a stakeholder at all. We have to save democracy. The Baba Sahib has given us this constitution. So after so many hardships, we will not let it go in the hands of Manuwadis like this.
Right. So, my last question to you, Mehmood, is that what would you really say towards the end about this discrete amendment which has been brought in? Of course, it makes your battle easier because you've got the proof that the government is rigging the polls. But what next from here on?
See, first of all, I'll answer your earlier question that what is stopping us from now getting a quick victory? Sleeper cells. If the opposition political parties sit with us, sit with the civil society, and chalk out a plan which is constitutional, which is legal, and which is to save the democracy and the real spirit of constitution and electoral democracy, then we will win this battle in months, not in years. But that is the biggest challenge. If the political parties support us, which there are signs that they are now beginning to, albeit a late, but they are. So nothing else will stop us. God be willing. That's all I can say. Did I? Am I audible? Now your voice is gone.
Okay. No, I'm saying thank you so much for joining. I know you have been traveling a lot and you have to go on
And
a campaign.
I am on to campaign of remove EVM and bring back ballot paper is on in Madhya Pradesh. I am on to I am right now in Madhya Pradesh,
All
where
right.
this campaign against EVM is public campaign is starting by Gondwana Ganatantra Party in Sivni.
Okay. So,
A
are you
big rally
hopeful
is
that
there
all
tomorrow.
no, but the national political parties or from the opposition, will they also be joining your Bring Back Ballot campaign now?
That is what we are hoping, that then I will be able to concentrate more on my strategy in the court and otherwise. If I don't have to actually go to the grassroots and to the people to initiate a public campaign, that is exactly what we are expecting and requesting the political parties to do.
Right.
Then civil society will be at a much bigger advantage to start a nationwide campaign against EVM and for bringing back ballots.
All right. Thank you so much and wish you all the best, Mehmood Pracha. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Stay ahead with our cutting edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.